What is up, you guys? We are here for our weekend reflection message. I'm about to get into my Shabbat, but not before we have our weekend check-in. I've been eating chocolate-covered almonds, so forgive me. And let's get into it. So this week has been the seed level of the new spiritual year. And I say that because we've just come out of the high holidays and our soul has been replenished and renewed. We've gone through our spiritual new year. We've been charged up and turbocharged again. And now we have gone through the culmination of the reading of the Torah, which is a cyclical yearly thing. And now this week has been the restart of the reading of the Torah. And so it is our new spiritual year starting with Genesis this week. And there has also been this waning period has had the influence of the recent Aries full moon, which is cardinal energy. We are in the first moon cycle after the eclipse season. So that's, another fresh start energy. And in Celtic traditions, fall is apparently a time of planting seeds, getting that preparation in your mind ready. Because when you think about it, if you're a gardener and you don't start thinking about your garden until in the winter, right before spring, right before it's time to for the ground to thaw, you're almost, a little late in the season. And that's what I found out, because I always plant seeds, but I don't start them inside. I just plant them outside as soon as we're past the frosts. But then it takes my plants longer to produce anything than anybody else's that starts their seeds inside. So it's why only start thinking about what we want to manifest for the year to come, starting at the very end of December, right before the year starts. It's let's start getting our mind around it now. Let's start those ventures now by planting seeds, by taking conscious action. So this week, there's a lot of creation energy swirling and whirling in the air. And if we don't direct it to an end, it could be left swirling in this unadulterated potential that kind of creates unrest and chaos. So I love that this weekend, our collective sort of consciousness and energy is focused in the No King's Day March on Saturday. Whether you're going or not in person, you can tune in spiritually and consciously and be there as a spiritual and energy warrior to protect the crowd and to keep everyone at ease and at peace. So this reading, I think, is a direct acknowledgement from spirit about this event happening this week. And so anyway, like I was saying, that the energies of creation are swirling around us. And so if we can harness these, what we need to do is get clear on not the exact expectation of what we want to come in the physical form, but we need to get really clear that we're not reliant on our own works alone, that this is really being channeled through us. We're the tube, the good stuff, the miracles are being channeled down through the light of the Creator. And so we're here to channel that light through. And so we can really surrender a lot of our feeling of hypervigilance and over-controllingness. We can relax, we can trust, we can surrender the how, the what it's going to look like, the when. But we can get clear on the essence of what we're drawing in and what we want to feel and how we want to align with a greater purpose and a greater expression of our most authentic, true light within us. So the cards, let's pause. I'm going to let you listen to the audio really fast, and then we'll come right back and we'll talk about the cards. Actually, I'll tell you the cards first, and then we'll pause. Okay, so we have the moon in Virgo. which is order. We have the moon in Aquarius, which is independence. And we have Mercury in Libra, which is influence. Wow. 7th card. You guys were in the 7th month. This is the month of Libra. So that's interesting. Okay, so underneath the moon in Virgo, we have temperance. Underneath independence, we have the lovers. And underneath influence, we have 2 of Pentacles. And to sort of like tie it all together, we have 8 of Cups. So I'm going to pause. We'll be right back. I feel our weekend message is a prayer and a blessing over this weekend's historic event. This week has powerful potential to manifest major change and transformation, but we have to be absolutely resolute in maintaining a seed level of consciousness rooted in peace, love, unity, goodness, truth, and justice. We must focus our hearts collectively on the love of our neighbor, on giving, on sharing, on God's goodness, grace, and compassionate mercy. The angels gather around us, lifting us up in prayer that we might rise above the temptations of evil, wickedness, and darkness, and maintain our connection to the protection and grace of the Creator through our disciplined commitment to love, peace, and the highest good. We are coming together for something of eternal value, something greater than ourselves. Our egos will be baited, but our restriction will keep us connected to the protection of the Creator. Our joy will cancel judgment. Again, I say to you, if 2 of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am among them. Matthew 18:19 through 20. Okay, so we have the moon in Virgo here, which is order. And Virgo is all about like service for others, being in service of others, giving, being a vessel, a pure vessel, right, for the light of the Creator. So the temperance card is here with this Virgo energy that is a desire to be of service, a desire to be a vessel of the highest good, a vessel of the light. And basically that is here with temperance. Temperance is about bringing the spiritual transformation forward through our physical acts, right? So it's about integrating our spiritual insight and knowledge and wisdom and transformation and compassion and love into how we show up in our life and bringing that transformation forward so that it is evident in the world and in through our good works, right? So I think this is highlighting the order that is coming together, right, to establish and integrate. Temperance is also about restriction and kind of like embodiment of spiritual value and virtue. And so I think that there is like the collective is wanting to come together in service of the greater good and in service of the collective to bring order, to bring goodness, to bring transformation and metamorphosis for the highest good, right? And so this Independence card is here, the moon in Aquarius. So what is Aquarius? So we've been talking about Aquarius recently. The moon is our sense of security, home, family, love, right? And what are we fighting for if not our homeland, right? Our sense of home and our sense of safety in our home, right? And our wanting to have our own civil liberties within our family units to be free to love and to express ourselves and life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? And so our independence is at stake right now. And so Aquarius is all about stepping out to the beat of your own drummer, right? And doing things for the sake of innovation and forward movement. This is about revolution. This is about innovation and invention and like thinking outside of the box, right? And so the Lovers card is about like a fork in the road and having to make choices, and where do we make our choices from? What consciousness are we in? How do we choose our path? So the angel represents Archangel Raphael, which appeals to the divine feminine. Our soul is like looking to a higher influence to be directed by that. The soul wants to reunite with the union of God through the consciousness, right? So the soul wants us to take certain action because the soul knows that's what we need to reveal the soul's light in the world. Well, the masculine, the divine masculine, is our outer behavior and the actions that we take to express the soul's direction and to express the soul's personality through how we show up in the world. So right now, it is very important, because we're in this like super potent seed level creation energy, that we maintain our consciousness with a lot of discipline, right? Because our consciousness is the energy through which we are manifesting. It's like the flavor that gets into the whole pot of soup. And so when we go out, or if you are part of this gathering tomorrow in the collective, we have to maintain a consciousness of, it's not about me, it's about all of us. It's about the greater good. We're doing this for others. We're doing this for love. We're doing this for goodness. We're doing this for sharing. We're doing this to take care of one another and to love our neighbor and to honor, for real, the tenets of Christianity and Christ's basic beatitudes, the commandments that he gave, to take care of the poor and the sick and the imprisoned and the foreigner. And you know, we are marching because that's exactly the opposite of what this country is, the direction this country is going in now. But it's supposedly the foundation of what this country has always been built upon, has it not? So we need to there is this divide between the two major separated groups, right? And so the malicious spirit is trying to stir things up to create more division and more separation. And one side is usually trying to antagonize the other. And what we have to do is not allow that to happen. We have to maintain consciousness of peace and not negativity, not cruelty, not lashing out, not taking any destructive action, not even throwing a bottle, nothing, right? Because the seed level of our consciousness is what matters. And the opponent, the spiritual opponent, is going to get in there and try to bait our ego. So we'll be reactive. So we'll want to react in anger and frustration, but we can't, because that's where the cracks come in, where the enemy gets through and he starts to seed and contaminate the seed level of the consciousness, right? So for instance, Mother Teresa, she never went to an anti-war rally. She would only attend a peace rally. Do you see the seed level of consciousness? The first one is rooted in focus on war, right? Whereas the second doesn't even mention war. The whole focus is centered around peace. So again, going out with a heart of not doing it for your own egoic reasons. This isn't being done for selfish reasons. This is being done for the sake of others, for the sake of sharing. And when we maintain that consciousness with the Creator, then that puts us in this realm of protection from by the Creator. Our connection to the Creator is strong and intact when we share likeness with the Creator. So when we're coming from a state of love, of creation, of sharing, of goodness, of not being reactive, but being in self-control, being in absolute peace, being unbothered, being unmoved, right? That is the Creator consciousness. That is cause consciousness. And so when we are in that state, we are protected, we are provided for, we are in grace, mercy, and blessed. So we need to go out tomorrow, and the angels are praying for us too, that we not be baited, that we stay true to our purpose and our cause and our reasoning, that we choose from the heart and choose from the soul and choose for our neighbor, choose for love. Right? And so here we have the Mercury in Libra card with Two of Pentacles. So it's going to be walking a fine line of how we balance being expressive and being heard, and also not being influenced by deception, right? Because we've already seen stories about people who dress up as in disguise as part of the crowd, and then they intentionally start stirring up drama and try to create dissension and outbursts and upheaval, right? So we have to see through that and just keep a joyous, light levity about the day. I remember the last big No King's Day demonstration here in Nashville. It looked like a nice little festival day. It was very upbeat and positive, but it's not always the case. When you get into cities where it seems like the hand is very heavy in response to the people gathering. So be careful, be mindful. Monty Mater has a good video that she just put up, I think in the last couple of days, giving you a checklist about safety protocol and preparedness for a protest day like this. And she has suggestions on certain types of bags to wear so that they don't get you caught by someone. They're easily pulled away. Certain kinds of safety glasses and gas masks and things to wear. Having an attorney's phone number maybe written in Sharpie on your person, having your ID in your pants and not in your bag so that you don't get separated from that ID. Having people that know where you are. She even suggested a burner phone. I would suggest having an attorney ready to call and having a plan of a bail bondsman's number. You have all that ready. You have somebody that you're calling and talking to so people know where you are. It's never a bad idea to be more prepared than you hope you need to be, right? So just being advised and maintaining that fine line of fun and solemn and solidarity, and being socially responsible and respectful, and being very disciplined to keep it in line and not let your attitude or your ego be provoked. This is for the collective. It's for the greater good. So when, you are made angry and someone makes you want to take an action, you're not just taking that action on behalf of you, you're affecting every single other person too. So restricting any kind of reactive behavior is absolutely necessary for tomorrow. And again, the last thought that we're left with is Eight of Cups. This is literally someone marching on to, something of deeper meaning. And so it's like we are not just standing up for our own rights, but the rights of future generations and the rights that our ancestors have fought to earn for us and to protect, and the legacy that they wanted to leave. And we're doing this for future generations, and this is an eternal something light, this is eternal light that will be revealed in this, not just something for instant gratification or for the self alone, but something that's truly of eternal value, right? And so something that will definitely, hopefully, tip the cosmic scales to the side of the light. All right, you all, that is all for tonight. I will see you tomorrow night for our Secret Teachings of Jesus, where we will be getting back into the Gospel of Mary. I have been loving it. There's a 2-part introduction, and we have covered portions 1 and 2 in the Gospel, and it has been far out, man. So check it out. See ya. Peace.